Welcome folks, it's Admiral Revan speaking. Hope you're doing well. It's great to be here, my friends. I have to say that today's video and guide is that we're going to be covering the World of Warships Steam version and how to get it installed, how to get it configured, and also how to get Aslain Mods or Modstation to work with the application in going forward. At the moment, folks, is that it's very important for you to understand that there's a bit of a prerequisite steps involved in this whole video. So I just want to let everyone know that we're going to take our time with it and guide you through it in the best we can. So on the right hand side here is the standard Wargaming Center launcher program that you can see all the other games that's listed on there as well. And at the same time though, that this is a very handy program to be keeping up to date with the news articles and guides and other things as well, which is pretty sweet all around. Thanks Wargaming for putting that together. Now the Steam version of the game is available for you to download and install, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. So basically you can see yourself launching up the Steam application, and then you look under the tab called Store. And then basically what you do here is that you type in World of Warships and you select World of Warships, and here it is right here. Now basically you scroll down and you go add it to your wish list, and then you scroll down a little bit further that you can see added to library. So go ahead and click it added to library, and basically it prompts you letting you know that it has been added to your application. So you can click OK, no problem, that's great. And then basically you go back into this part over here, which is View Games Library. And then you see World of Warships listed there as per below. Now what you're going to do here is that you go and select the install button, and then basically you go, yep, okay, so I'm aware how much storage space it's going to take, and go ahead and click install. Now it's going to take a little while for you to download and install the application depending on your connection speed at home, but I'm going to explain a couple of things while we're waiting for that to happen. So the Wargaming launcher over here, the Game Center, is very handy for multiple reasons, as you know. Aside from reading news articles, going to premium shop and other things, customer service and all that. One thing I always admired and loved the flexibility of the Game Center for World of Warships in particular is that you can actually go to game settings and go to install additional game instance, and then you can actually select the public test server, and you can download the public test server and click install, and you can actually swap between the two, as you can see. So that's actually pretty handy all around, right? So that is something that I have always loved and appreciated. And furthermore, that on this side over here, I have to admit that when you click on this and you see your account icon, you actually can go to account management through this way, or you can swap over to whatever the login accounts that you got available for you, and then swap over to different servers without any problem at all. Now, so that's actually pretty handy, okay? So that's pretty handy all around, generally speaking. So pretty much the next part of the whole step and process, what we're going to do now is that we're going to go ahead and let the Steam version of World of Warships go ahead and get downloaded and installed onto your machine. It will take a little while just to get things all sorted and configured for you. So once that's installed, we can talk about the next part. But in the meantime, I will guide you through a couple of things that you need to know. First and foremost, that as you know, that Wargaming has given us the ability for World Tanks and also World of Warships in this case to have our Steam accounts linked. So go ahead and go to the World of Warships homepage, depending which server you're in. This one at the moment I have logged onto my Asia World of Warships website. Keep in mind though that notice on the top right hand corner here that you can actually click on change account and actually swap over to EU or North American server account if you wanted to, and click change account if you wish. But I'm going to log on to my Asia account and then go right click and open and link in a new tab, for example. Give it a few minutes and then just wait for it to load up the page and website, and pretty much we'll just go ahead through here. As you can see, this will be linked up to your personal web page where everything is in there. On the right hand side here, there will be a whole bunch of linked social networks. Basically, you find the word Steam and you go ahead and link it. And if you made a mistake, folks, that if you made a mistake by putting into an account that you did not want it connected together, so basically what you need to do is click unlink and then you just follow the prompts and then relink it again. So that's how it works pretty much. So now the fun part begins with this whole process of firing up and configuring World of Warships when it first comes up together. So we're going to wait for a few moments and then guide you through the next steps as we go through this. Okay folks, so we're about to load up the game now and we're going to fire it up. So the game's been downloaded, installed, ready to go. We'll load it up through Steam for the first time. It will prompt us a window like this for the first time. So it's going to say to you, select your region. You will not be able to change the region once you enter the game. And make sure, folks, that you choose the region that you want to be on, like for example, as the main login account. So in this case, it can be either Asia, North America, or EU region. So for me, I will be focused on the Asia region in this video. Keep in mind though, folks, is that once you log into the game itself, you'll be able to change to a different server without having to exit the game. So we're going to select Asia, click play, log in the game as we're showing here in this video. So we're going to go ahead and log into the game and give it a few minutes. The game will be auto configuring itself for the first time once you log in. I have to admit, it was actually a bit of a funny moment just to try and get everything up and running, and it was actually pretty interesting once I loaded up the game for the first time. So as you can see that the game has paused for a moment, exited the game, going through the changes right now. So we're just going to go ahead and let it do its thing and just wait for a few minutes. So the game is going to go through a lot of things, and it's going to go through, obviously you have linked your accounts together, and it's going to actually go pull on down some information. Make sure you agree to the terms and conditions and just go ahead and accept it, and it'll follow through all the prompts and everything as well. So give it a few minutes. It's actually going through the motions right now. It takes a little bit of a while to log into the game for the first time, but after you quit the game and reload the game, it actually loads a lot quicker. So don't worry about that in any way, shape or form. One thing I actually found was pretty funny though was that how I logged on for the first time. As you can see on the bottom right hand corner, you get a whole bunch of achievements, and on the Steam launcher like this one here, it actually shows you all the achievements that you got, and you go like, oh wow, that's impressive. It actually brings up a whole heap of things. And I didn't know I actually scored most of the achievements, to be honest with you, to begin with. So that's actually pretty cool. And so you go ahead and go through the motions and actually click continue, collect your rewards as you normally would, see what the latest patch update is all about, and then you log into the game. Well, hang on a second. Why the hell did I chose the Asia server and then logged on to, what server am I on? Okay, that's not exactly Asia. Where the hell? I'm on the North America server. Okay, so to change servers, click on your profile account, click on switch account, and you'll see this. So you'll be able to select the server you want to be logged on to. So I have selected Asia and I have told it to go through the motions. And I have to admit, folks, that was actually the first time I had ever seen that happen to me. But that's okay, don't worry. It's a good thing though. There's something good out of this, folks, that after the mucking around for this first time of putting Steam together, is actually not too bad once you get everything up and running. So basically, once you're logged onto the game, you'll be okay. Accept the terms and conditions like you normally would for the server that you're going to be logging on to, and just follow through the prompts. Now, it'll take about a few minutes just to get through it all, but once we get through to this hurdle, we actually will be very relieved once we get to the final stages here. So basically, we'll have pretty much logged onto the game, onto the server that we wanted to be on, and well, there you go. We have finally made it. We have finally made it, folks. So this is actually now on the Asia server, and you can go ahead and reconfigure the game as you see fit, which is great news. So that's good. I mean, like, again, you click on your profile and click on switch account, and basically once you do select switch account, you will notice that you can change over to your other servers on EU and NA if you're on Asia server, and vice versa if you're logged onto the other servers as per usual. So that's actually a great thing. So pretty much that's the good start of the video for how to log onto the game itself. Now we're going to go ahead and dive into the fun part of World of Warships, of getting everything configured for you. Okay, so now this is the fun part, folks. So if you want to know where the game is installed, this is where it all counts in terms of getting the mods and everything configured for you. So basically you can do it two ways. You can do the cogwheel way and go to manage and go to browse local files, or right click on this one on the game itself and do browse local files. So I'm going to do that, and it's actually going to show me where the game is installed. So this is actually installed in the default Steam path for where the games have been downloaded and installed for you. So basically, if I were to go to the folder called common, you'll notice that other Steam games that you got on there, and basically, you know, you just go through the motions and get things all set up for you. So basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to bring up the World of Warships game folder here, and then basically I'm just going to go ahead and bring up my mods and stuff like that, what we need to go through. So here we go. This is the World of Warships Modstation, and this is Aslain Mods for World of Warships. Now it depends what your preference is, folks. I mean, like, I honestly think that both applications are actually pretty cool. So I just think that I like, you know, Aslain Mods and also Modstation. So let me just go ahead and bring up Modstation for you. So I have already downloaded a file for you in this video, ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Aslain Mods, and then if you get a prompting window message like this, you have to go ahead and click on run anyway. So just give it a moment, I'll move that away. And this is actually pretty straightforward. You just click OK, and you just wait for a few minutes for it all to go through the motions and start doing the checks. Alright, so go ahead and click next, next, and now this part here is where it counts. So basically, at the moment, I do have already the Wargaming launcher version of this game already. So if you want to change that into the appropriate path where the game is actually installed, so make sure if you want to put the right path and everything, you go ahead and go find the path of it, and then this is the path you want to go, and basically you just copy and, you know, and paste that link into here. Now if you're not 100% sure with that, you can actually just go ahead and click browse, and then, you know, like, there it is, World of Warships right there, because I already pasted it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it as it is right now, and then I'll just go ahead and click next. Basically now that it's asking me a whole bunch of stuff, okay, so I'm not going to go too much into like everything in here, but it's basically got the pre-settings that I have done already for the Wargaming Center launcher version, which is actually pretty cool actually. So that means that if I were to change, you know, from the Wargaming Center launcher game version or the Steam version, I should technically will be able to have both. So hopefully, if it does work that way, I will be happy as Larry. So basically, I got pretty much all the basic settings I want to go through. I'm just going to go ahead and click next and apply the settings, install the game. Fingers crossed I don't crash the Steam version for World of Warships. And if I do, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry to all the people out there already who are watching this video up front. Okay, so if we're gonna blame somebody, we'll just blame I don't know who we're gonna blame. I guess I could say something random, but let's improvise. Okay, we're just gonna improvise. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the finish button here and hope for the best. So we have downloaded, installed Aslain Mods onto the game itself for the Steam version. Fingers crossed that we're going to have no problems with it. So we're going to go ahead and fire up the Steam version. So we can do it multiple ways. We can do it, execute the file over here, or execute on the front of the playlist over here. So either way, it doesn't matter. Let's just go ahead and wing it. And I'm just going to go 3, 2, 1, launch the game. And I hope it doesn't crash it. Fingers crossed. It says it's launching. Okay, here we go. The game is launching. Okay, the game is launching, chat. This is pretty much like touch wood, hopefully the best here, and hopefully that this is gonna work. So fingers crossed. I have pretty good confidence that it's gonna work for the first time. So, alright, so I got sound going on right now just to play it for you all. It's a little bit low, but to keep the, the sound volume for this recording. But here we go. I am hoping for the best. So the game is loading up. We are actually waiting and see how this works. So the game is firing up, and hopefully whatever I have set it up to in the game itself, everything will be good. Alright, so here we go. We're on the Asia server right now, on my account. We're going to go ahead and set up the preferred settings and everything like that right now. Alright, and I'm just going to triple check everything. Okay, full screen windowed, that's nice. Graphics, everything like that. You can go through the settings again like yourself. And of course, like if you don't want the volume to be too damn loud, go ahead and make sure that you have adjusted it. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the volume in the game as well. So I'm going to go put like 44% there. Music and battle, you can change it to cinematic version for the sound effects, voiceover. I would recommend select this one to extend it so that you can play all the different nations and also like the anime and other things like that for the commanders that's in the game itself. I mean, like if you're into downloading some pretty cool wicked stuff in the game itself, where is it? If you fire up the launcher again for Aslain Mods, I will just show it to you briefly and pretty much give it a second here. That there is a whole heap of commander voiceovers. So if you scroll down towards the end here, there is a whole heap of voiceovers that you can do for Azure Lane and Duke Nukem and Star Wars Mafia, My Little Pony, etc. There's a whole bunch out there if you wanted to, but I'm just just showing what is available right now with the basic default settings. So here we are anyway. The good thing is though, folks, is that as you notice that I moved my cursor away and the background sound is still going. So that's actually, obviously it's working. So it's beautiful, that's great news. And over here is basically that you've got your sound effects up and running. Camera, HUD, make sure that's all set up to the way you want it to be. And basically go like, alright, cool. So how do we know it's actually working? Well, I've got the zoom out function and check that out, chat. That's awesome. It's actually zoomed right out I actually gotta fire up, where's my favorite American destroyer? There's the Benham. Okay, so we're gonna zoom out on the Benham here, and look at that. That is perfect. So that's pretty sweet overall. So that actually shows that it's actually working, Aslain Mods. Modstation, I would assume that it will be something similar. And that is something, you know, to take into consideration here. So obviously that what we have seen so far right now is working. So let's go ahead for a quick call battle and just to test the general functionality of it. Okay, so here we are going, chat. This is actually pretty impressive. Aslain Mods has been installed and configured correctly on the machine. I can actually see my target and actually see Battle Expert in the middle there, which is actually pretty straightforward. So we have confirmed that the mods are actually working in the Steam version of the game. So that's a win. So that's pretty much a good start in the right direction, everybody. So once you get to see that sort of thing is working, then you know it's actually working in the game. So if you need any advice on how to get it configured installed for you, just let me know and we can run it through together with you. But it's actually a good sign. Okay folks, now this is the fun part about Modstation. This is a bit of a trial and error, so we're going to find out if this is going to work. So just fire up the Modstation and find out and see where it goes here. So what we have done is that we removed Aslain Mods just to make this work. So I'm going to go through the motions and see what happens. So we're going to go through the steps, click on accept, and it looks like it's going to the default folder for it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're following through that. And I'm going to launch it and see what happens. Okay, so Modstation is firing up. And this is a little bit tricky because we got both the Wargaming Center as well as the Steam version. Hopefully, in theory, that the application will detect both. So that's the hope at this stage. So we're going to wait for a few minutes in a moment here. So the first step is, folks, remove Aslain Mods first. Download and install Modstation, and then we'll just see if it's working for you. It is a pretty straightforward process, hopefully. So we're going to wait for it and give it a moment. Okay, we're now in the home stretch, waiting for it to be finally executed. So downloading is nearly complete. And hopefully it does give us the option to choose where the game installation is going to be shown. Fingers crossed. Here we go. And always the last 60 seconds. Don't you like it when it actually makes you go, want to stretch ahead a little bit here for a moment? Alright, there we go. Now, what we do is we select the client. I'm not 100% sure it's going to work. Oh, here we go. It actually has shown us the options here. So there's the options of between Steam version and also the Wargaming Center launcher, which is good. Alright, so select the Steam version here. We're just gonna deliberately just put a couple random mods in there just as proof of point it actually works. So let's go ahead and find something that we can see the difference here. Oh, looks like the Wargaming Center Modstation version has limitations. Okay, this is odd. That's not what I was expecting. Okay, so, okay. That looks like the Wargaming Center. Wait, never mind. I keep forgetting. Modstation does have different tabs for different things. Okay, cool. Alright, so there we go. Price averted. Okay, no worries. We're just gonna go with Battle Expert, and we're just gonna put good news in there just to see if it works. And we'll just change the commanders to female. And just tell it to install. And give it a moment here. Hopefully it will just load. Alright, so there we are now. It's actually just figured itself. Alright, so we're going to try and launch the game now. So we'll go ahead and play the game. Close Modstation. And hopefully this will load up as per normal. So I didn't install the background sound or anything like that, but we're about to find out if this actually worked. So fingers crossed. It's gonna load up the game as per normal here. And interesting, I don't see the good news thing, but I do see the female commanders. We're about to find out and see if this actually worked. Give us a few minutes. I'm about to show you. Okay, now we're in battle at the moment, and looks like Battle Expert is working. So that's good. And actually, that's a good sign. That means that both Modstation and also Aslain Mods work pretty well with the Steam version of World of Warships, which is great to see and very, very beneficial, folks. So that's great news all around. I mean, like, I'm very happy with the end result. So that's actually very good testing right there to prove the point that both Modstation and Aslain Mods do work with the game. So that is actually some great news overall. So what we need to do is that since we're going to go ahead and remove the World of Warships Modstation and revert back into Aslain Mods. So if you're preferring Aslain Mods over the Modstation, this is quickly a recap on how to do it. So go ahead, launch the application as per normal, and you just go through the motions here. And feel free to click on the select the window here. Alright, so basically what you need to do is find the actual path of the actual game itself. So remember, right click on here on the game itself, go to browse local files. It brings up this window here. Copy and paste this path into the installer. Click browse here just to make sure it's going to the correct folder location. So feel free to click OK or cancel, and then you just click next, and then basically you just go ahead and just follow through the prompts here. Set it the way you want it to be, and then you just go ahead and install it all the way through, and that's pretty much it. That's it, pretty much in a nutshell. So yes, that is pretty much it, folks, of the quick guide on how to set up and install World of Warships with Aslain Mods or Modstation. Hope this guide has been helpful, and if you have any questions or queries, please raise them, let us know, and we'll try and guide you in the best direction as possible. Until then, stay safe, take care everybody, and action stations.